Guys, welcome back to my channel. I love watching these types of glow up at home videos, just any type of glow up videos really. But the thing is, these videos are always done by like really pretty, really skinny girls. And like, I used to fit into that about maybe 5 years ago or so. If you guys were familiar with my channel back then, you would know that I won't say how big I was or how small I was, I guess, because that could be triggering for some. I definitely used to fit into that mold of the typical girl you would see doing a glow up at home video. You know, the type that like literally is just like, I look gross right now, and now I'm gonna go ahead and get my nails done and put on some makeup, and oh, I look like it was the quintessential version of the classic 90s trope of a girl being absolutely disgusting and then suddenly being turned into like the pretty popular girl because she took off her glasses. Like, I used to fit into that mold. And then it was like between 2020 and 2024, maybe, I gained like 30 pounds. Like, it was like my body just literally freaked out. And I know that it was because those were some of the toughest years of my life. You know, it's not just the COVID, but it was with pretty much everything that was going on in the States in 2000. And my body took a huge hit, you know, like that was kind of the start of it, like with just so much anxiety pretty much every day in the year, like in 2020. So then that year finally ends, right? And then in 2021, my mom is hospitalized and then she came out diabetic. And I remember when I was at home, thank goodness, you know, for the whole day so that I could like watch over her until my dad got home so he could drive her because I don't drive. And I remember when he called me and he was like, your mom's being admitted to the hospital for being diabetic. I literally, the first thing I did was like scream, because I remembered when my granny was hospitalized when I was like 5, you know, for being diabetic. And she lived, obviously, but for me, it was just kind of a slippery slope because 10 years after that, when I was 15, she passed away. And granted, it was for like, you know, other stuff. In my mind, you know, I was like, this is a slippery slope. Like, this is what happens. It starts this way. So I got on the treadmill for like, and I worked out, like ran, to be honest, for like an hour and a half. If you're just getting back on the treadmill, running for an hour and a half is not good for your body at all. And so like, I say all that to say that obviously 2021 was kind of a hellscape of a year just for that alone, because like, even though that happened in April, I was still really, really scared for her for the rest of the year. And thankfully, like, she came out of it fine, but like, it was one of those moments where like my body just didn't feel safe at all. Then 2022 happened, and like, if you're in the United States, like, you may or may not know that was basically like the year of the fight for women's health and reproductive health and all that. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I still remember that day in like 2022 when I found out that like Roe v. Wade had been overturned, and that also didn't make me feel, because like, you know, having your choices, no matter what your beliefs are, taken away, or just, that's never gonna feel good, just period, you know? That's exactly what was going on here, like, and so I felt so unsafe that I remember I ended up getting my certificate and being able to teach English as a foreign language over here. I was telling like everybody that I knew, like my family and my partner at the time, that we needed to leave. Like, we needed to leave. Like, I don't feel safe here. But I didn't end up leaving. And long story short, I ended up having a pretty okay year starting off in 2023 and 2024. But like, they each provided, 2024 was probably the worst year of my entire life. It had like the best day probably that I had had in a long time, followed by the worst year, or just the worst year in general of my life. keep in mind, I was doing so much in the way of like plays and stuff.
Oh my God, I can't do this. I don't think I can do this anymore.
Do what? I'm confused.
You don't know Brandon. You have no idea what his life was like. Brandon was in college. He was going to graduate from college. Do you have any idea what that's like for a kid from Kinsman or Central? He was a fucking superhero. You shut up! Like a real knife.
Yes.
You hear that, baby? A knife.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we get him in the car. Walt.
Cause before
What?
Cause before when I said to you that you thought I was alone, but I really wasn't alone, and you didn't react to nothing. You just said you wanted to be alone, like you weren't jealous of nothing.
That's not true. I heard what you said, and I made a mental note to fuck with you about it later. But for right now, I just want us to be cool before I get on the bus.
6 months ago, you would have been mad jealous. 6 months ago, you would have never got on that bus. But now I'm pregnant. All you want is to actually get an abortion and kill our baby.
I never said that. What I said was the decision was yours.
But your meaning was very clear. I bet you have some bitch in Baltimore anyway, don't you? I wish you didn't have a bitch in Baltimore because I would cut a bitch and not even bleed, even in my pregnant condition, which you don't even care about anyway.
Needless to say, if there was a way my body could have felt unsafe these last 4 years, like it did. And like my hormones went absolutely haywire because of it, you know? I gained 30 pounds, which has made doing this video really triggering for me because I'm having to watch myself back as I edit. And keep in mind, some of this footage is like really out of order because it's taken me so long to actually want to do like the video and see myself on camera like that, because the last time I saw myself on camera, besides that 30, no, not even 30 seconds, that 2 seconds that I was in Twisters back in 2023, was when I was like 30-pound lighter. So this is basically just me trying to feel good after 4 or 5 years of hormonal issues and body dysmorphia. Plus, I've got a trip to New York coming up soon, so I've got to get my nails done, which, like I said, if you guys watch this video, you're going to see some clips out of order. There's going to be stuff that I've done that like seem like they should come after this, and they probably would have had I done it on time, but I didn't. So it is what it is.
There we go. I don't like that I can see the shadow of the phone. That's annoying.
You Preston, Carter.
But it's whatever.
So good. I don't even know if I'll be talking much more through the rest of this because like I had a genuine breakdown. But I can honestly say that I've used this a few times and this stuff smells so good. It is actually like not even funny. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Agave Lavender Blow Dry Heat and Shield from Design Essentials. I love me some Design Essentials, but you gotta shake it though. Cause like if you saw before it was all separated. Gotta give it a little bit of a shake, but there are very few brands out there that have worked for my flavor of curly hair. Cause like as you guys can see, my shit is very, very, I don't know, like just dry look. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just very, very, you know, dry-ish. This is getting on my nerves. I'm gonna do what they do at salons. One of these around it. There we go. That was about to drive me to turn this camera off and just, I don't know. drink, and I don't drink, honestly. So unless it's water or apple juice. So yeah. And then step back a little bit so you can see it fully. Just so you guys can see like how it works. But, oh, I did not part that correctly. There we go. Gonna go back in with a little bit more of this stuff. But I need to make sure to save it because it was about $30. I don't want to be buying that every 2 weeks. One thing that really annoys me about having hormonal issues is excess hair production, or rather excess hair production in places I don't want it to be. Luckily for me though, I got the IPL like hair removal device. This is my second time trying it. I absolutely love this thing because like first off, I've always wanted it, but it has this really cool, like, first off, let me open this up and show it to you. Like, it was so sleek on the inside. Just look at that. Look at that. Like, I'm not going to go ahead and say that, like, it gets the job done, that it takes off. Like, this is my second time using it, but let me show you what it looks like. Okay, first off, I didn't use the razor, as you can see, but like it has the little razor thing inside. Like it literally came with one. If I could ever open it up. See that? Look at that. Like the cutest little tiny razor. And wait, does it vibrate? Nope. I think I just took the thing off, but it's got the cutest little razor. And it also has the little glasses. Like, see how sleek that looks? Oh my gosh. I was so, like, I've been wanting this thing for literally ever. I was so excited to get it. You have literally no idea. But then, I'll go ahead and take this part off for you. Like, got all the cords and stuff down there. And then, of course, this is what it looks like. It's got, this is the part that like turns it on, and there's the vents and things. What I really like is that if it gets to a place that's too dark, it won't even work. Like it'll literally just stop working. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like.